And now we become very, very centered into that point where indeed we say, beloveds, within you is the very spark of all creation. And so we now use the sacred in-breath and out-breath with the intention to tap into this radiant light that you hold within the great temple that is expressed into the material world that you are experiencing. And indeed, beloveds, we say, as you become more and more aware to consciously breathe the in-breath and out-breath, throughout the day, the thought of the inhalation and exhalation, the rise and fall of your chest, that is a spark in a cosmic remembrance of the great cosmic in-breath and out-breath. And with each thought, with each re-remembering, with each alignment to the sacred cosmic in-breath and out-breath, brings in those codes of illumination. And in your day-to-day activities, yes, indeed, the very thought brings in, anchors, and builds this radiant, radiant light. So we breathe together this sacred in-breath and out-breath. And indeed, it is the rising of the light, as in your creational matrix, at the winter solstice that has taken place in the northern hemisphere. And the opposite thereof of the southern hemisphere. Speaks of a divinity and of a world that is expressed in the duality. But in that duality, there is the midpoint that connects the extremes to the higher one, and a great trinitized and a great triangulation of creation and the light and love of the source of all that is. Indeed, beloveds, we say, where's the science of mathematics come in? Because all things, words, sounds, and indeed what you call the sciences, the mathematics, are simply expressions of the divine sacred in-breath and out-breath. In whichever way you read, understand, sense, know, and feel this connection of the higher source expressed as who and what you are. It is that divine point, that node in cosmic origins that is stable and eternal. And so we say to you, beloveds, it is this point within your own body matrix. It is the energetic field that is the core of who you truly are. And as you would look at a great sun and a cosmic plane, we look now to the inner sun that is within you, that shines within the body temple. And as you breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath, with the intention to align, put energy, memory, and focus into this spark that you carry. And this spark yearns to grow, for it is indeed intricate to the soul. And the connection to the soul into the source of all that is. And through the many planes of existence, the many variations of creation, in the experience of learning unfolding in the great in-breath, which is what's calling you home. And indeed, beloveds, we do understand there is that homesickness, as you would put it, that indeed there's some place, somewhere, somehow, that your cosmic origins longs to be reunited once again. And we say to you, beloveds, that as you follow your path of light, unfoldment, to move beyond and for your heart's dreaming, you are on your journey. Indeed, it is an individual and a collective journey at once, but a journey indeed. For this journey, as in all journeys, have a mission and sense of purpose. And this particular journey that you are on, indeed, has a very, very specific purpose. And it is bringing in creations that have come into the deepest materialistic density, into a great resurrection, upliftment, a rising, piercing through the great illusion it has been made so well. But now that call home overrides that. And for those that are hearing the calling home, it is the journey which many call the ascension. But the ascension on many different levels, many different experiences, and many different planes. But it is moving beyond, beloveds, the energetic field that is within a very specific frequency of density that you have come to outgrow and to move beyond that, not just for yourselves, but indeed for the entire planet sphere. And in that planet sphere, you may want to know the upliftment of your sacred Gaia, your Earth Mother. Her children uplift way more than that. And in this upliftment, we will say to you that there is the more clearer communication, and there is the cooperation of many, many cosmic beings, of which you are a part, and indeed involved in, unbeknownst to you as you are in the physical body. But in consciousness and the many expressions of who you are, and demonstrated in different ways and looks and languages. Cause, indeed, it is all one. And so the interactions of many, many beings take place in your unconscious state. But now we say to you in the rising of vibration, you are coming into the field outside of the gravitational pull matrix of the planet. Indeed, it is your mission and purpose to move beyond it, to assist and to help. Great plans and strategies, your involvement in so many councils, operating more on that level, now becoming, as you raise the electron spin within your own biology, by the choices that you make in your physical experience, as you choose to move into the direction of that soul pulse that calls you, as you move in bringing home what is unknown to be known for the purpose of home that calls to you, your cosmic origins. And in that journey, there is so much experiences, knowledge, and wisdom. For everything moves up into its next evolutionary process. And so there is, as you would say, a never-ending story. But in your story, beloveds, in the deepest core of who your beingness is, all one but unique to you, the role that you play in this creational process as divine co-creators, being part of this cosmic play. And so there is the stream of the character and the plot, where the ascension of this journey is paramount. And it is indeed the role that you chose to be part of and to play out. So here the cosmic script unfolds to you. With each in-breath and out-breath, you remember your lines, and you remember the story. Each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath aligns you with the spark within you that holds all memory, all wisdom, and all understanding. And it is in this now moment, this eternal moment, that this ever unfolding story becomes more clear as you continue to walk your path of light, as you continue to hold the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love, as you hold that paramount in all the dynamics of a physical, mental, and emotional world, of all the many timelines being presented to you at one time. In the midst of chaos and confusion, you hold on to this pulse light that calls you from your soul. You move onward and forward to make known the unknown, ever keeping the vibration high, ever knowing that there is a divine destination in this great plot and the characters that you play, in this ascension role, paramount important for the next evolutionary process. And we say to you, beloveds, one of the important things in the remembering of the human experience is embracing and remembering the great power that you hold, and that the limitations that you find yourself in, programmed into, are false, not real. Because you are such magnificent beings, it is the remembering that you no longer play small, but coming to the higher alignment of your true beingness, your true ability to pierce through the false matrix of constrictions, to be able to see clearly lower programs, sensing, feeling, and knowing there's something better, higher, and more truthful. And being able, indeed, beloveds, to go into the dark, to find your way to the illumination and luminosity. It is as if it's going through a cave, deep, deep into the cosmic waters of yourself, to find your way at a new nexus point, a new opportunity, a new evolution, a new ascension process. And grappling through a cave that's dark and moist, you keep the faith and you hold on, you sense and you feel, you think and you process. And then you see a glimmer of light. And you move into that direction, sensing, feeling, and knowing, aligning yourself with the higher parts of yourself, the higher wisdom, indeed, the great kindred of the family of light, those who love you, support you, calling on those, the promises, the connections, the collaborations. And in this process, you move forward even when it is dark, unseen, unknowing, but believing and having the faith. And the remembering, yes, this seems familiar. I have done this before. Already know the outcome of victory, upliftment, liberation, and love. Already know the outcome. Already know that I am not alone. I'm uplifted. And I'm surrounded by those who love me, support me. And I hold this intention, I hold this vision. I know this in my heart to be true. And with that energetic field that you create within your own thoughts, that field that you create with the love in your heart, that field that you create with your loved ones, the most radiant ones, as you choose this above chaos and darkness, fear and despair, as you choose this energetic field to pierce through that illusion, to that delusion, and through that limitation, you come to the point of the brilliance of light, shining radiantly, beckoning you in a resist and a field that is home, home, home. You recognize the energy. You feel the love in its authenticity that embraces you unconditionally. A resonant field that is so impactful, there's no doubt. And this loving embrace brings you into your next nexus point, beyond the constructs, beyond the limitations of our earthly matrix, into higher creational worlds. And in these higher creational worlds, it is your continued journey home, eternal. So we say to you, beloveds, in this moment of great celestial movements, in this moment of great change that brings forth a new cycle of evolution, you are where you are to be. And you will begin to be clear on the steps that you move forward with. Transcendent of chaos and pain and trauma, as you have been and continue to be on your personal and a collective healing journey. For as the rise in vibration happens, know the healing is taking place. And healing, beloveds, we say to you, beyond your own personal, physical, mental, and emotional experience, beyond that, for healing is cosmic indeed, where past, present, and future merge, and a multitude of timelines come into a great convergence of choice. And as you choose and are clear and committed to walk your path of illumined light, to be better as much as you can be from the day before, as rising in your frequency of becoming more wise and clear, and seeing the distractions, the miscreations, the distortions more clearly now than ever. You no longer can fall into those traps or be deterred. And as you move forward, you become more anchored in this higher light of luminosity and radiance, where you begin to see clearly each step along the way. So we ask you, beloveds, in this moment to breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath. Release all that is no longer of any value to you. To release those things that are limiting. Release those programs that has been for generations. And as you release them within yourself, you release them for all those that are part of you, your lineage, your ancestors, friends of the heart, the past, the present, the future, all connections, interactions, and indeed for the entire world. Releasing no longer those vibrations that do not serve in the highest of the light, in the brilliance of love, on the journey to ascension, beyond the limitations, beyond the confusions and the chaos. As the higher alignments that you reach for are connected and integrated, and it is that that can move you through the distortions, the chaos, the traumas, move you through all the confusion as you stay focused of the single eye of what and where you are going. And as you do this, beloveds, you create such a field of light that those that may be sleeping and praying in other parts of your world, and we would say beyond that, are awakened by your presence and light. And so they too start to seek. They too begin to see a way back home. As you hold as a great sentinel of light, as those that hold that now in other dimensions, you hold it now for other dimensions as well. For the very co-creation of worlds and into the lower worlds, where all are to rise, and you too serve as that sentinel of light as others in the ascended realms have held it for you. And so in this never-ending story of the next evolutionary phase. We say to you, beloveds, you play the main character role. And in this role, you remember your lines, your promises, your commitments, your collaborations. Moving into the authenticity of the truth of who you are. And your higher heart of compassion and service is boundless. And the light that you carry continues to shine radiantly and abundantly. We hold this sacred space for you, beloveds, for you to exchange in this loving embrace and light that courses in, through, and around your body from the upper realms of light, from the Amishadai, your family of light. Feel it, sense it, know it, integrate with it. With each and every sacred, holy in-breath and out-breath, as the cosmos now opens in this most radiant light, pouring in this season of light. And as a great eclipse of the sun, the great turn of the cosmic wheel, this outpouring of light comes to you personally and collectively. Surrounded by those who love you, your family of light, in all dimensions and realities, in this one nodal point of one singularity of the great in-breath home, the great ascension into the next evolutionary experience. You are steady on your path, moving step by step, guided all the way home. And now the thought has come to be back into our physical, mental, and emotional bodies. Even as we hold the vibration of this radiant light, it will continue into our dream state. These great radiant ones begin to draw in their electromagnetic field as we begin to do it as well, with our intention to be back fully into our physical body, mental and emotional bodies, and grounded to the sacred earth. We put forth that intention after this very powerful experience. We will be grounded and yet be able to hold this light. On the count of 3, we will intend to be back awake and alert and grounded. 1, 2, take a deep breath in. And 3, we are back. We are awake. And we are grounded.